Hello, I hope y'all are all doing really good. It's May 2nd, and today I'm going to be talking about pretty much the normal stuff I always talk about. I'm going to be talking about severe weather. Okay, so we have another severe weather event. Looking like we're going to see it kind of come together on Thursday. That's pretty much what I'm going to be focusing on in today's video. So I hope you're all doing really well. It's pretty sure it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And let's go ahead and get started. So this is our day two convective outlook. I'm not really going to be talking about tomorrow too much. I'm not going to be like looking at models or anything because it's not that big of a deal. But I'm just going to go over like what we could be expecting a little bit. So you have a marginal risk from, I'm opening Epic Pen right now. Actually, pretty sure something else just opened on my computer. That's just Epic Pen. Okay. But yeah, so we have that marginal risk right there. Actually, okay. I don't know what. Pretty sure SnowRunner just, okay. I don't even know. Okay, let's just ignore that. But let me see. Can I just? Okay, yeah. But we have a marginal risk from northwestern Kansas down to the Texas, like the southern border, there with Mexico. We have less than 2% tornado risk, but the SPC does expect like an equal threat of wind and hail pretty much tomorrow. Overall, I'm not gonna really be talking about it too much. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday looks to be a bigger deal. So we can see we have a slight risk from southern Kansas all the way down to the, once again, Texas-Mexico border. Got cities like, Oklahoma City. We got like Norman, that. I forgot what that. I know there's a town in southwest Oklahoma. I think it's like Fred. I don't even know. It starts with an F. I know that, okay. And then also down into Texas, Wichita Falls, down through like central Texas. And then down to southern Texas, we have that slight risk, marginal risk going up a little further north in Kansas there, all the way almost up to Nebraska, kind of in that that northern half of Kansas. And the marginal risk heads down to like the Fort Worth area, the Dallas area. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start talking about this real quick, okay? So we're going to be looking at a couple of models today. Now, pretty much what I want to get down today is like general stuff, like where we're going to be seeing like the greatest threat. I'm not really going to be like going too far in depth. I'm gonna do my best to go a little bit in depth with this. Though it's only, I mean, this is still 3 days out though. But yeah, so Thursday afternoon, we're looking at the GFS here. We can see we have dews, pretty nice moisture return. We can see we have dews in the 60s up in the southern Kansas, which that's where our slight risk is right here, pretty much. And let me just lock it on this actually, so we can compare other models here. Okay, we can go here, compare models, loop, and then we got like a bunch of models. So we got the European here, GFS, or Canadian, GFS, HRRR. HRRR is kind of similar to the GFS. FE3, most of these, have those dews in the 60s or some pockets like in the 50s. Plenty of moisture. Moisture's not going to be an issue by far, but we take some soundings. Okay, we can. I want to go to forecast hour 21 now. Or not forecast hour 21. I'm going to go to 21Z on Thursday. This would be like 4 p.m. Central Time, yeah. And we're looking at that. Dews getting like, we have 70-degree dews down in like southern Texas, but we don't quite see it. Although that's not an issue. It's also not always a good thing to have dews in in the 70s. That's kind of bad sometimes. But we take a sounding. This is off the GFS. Generally, this is like a marginal risk sounding here. Main threat would actually, I mean, you probably see like a lower end. This is like scenario for everything, like tornadoes, damaging wind and hail. Overall, that's like not that good of a sounding, to be honest. Take a sounding in southern Kansas. Now keep in mind, this is just one model, so you have to consider that. Like damaging wind and hail, this would be the main threat. Actually, probably hail would be a little bit greater than damaging wind, I guess. I mean, really what I see is just like a 2% horse. I've already looked at this event pretty in depth before I filmed this video, but I already know which area I think we're going to see the greatest. So I'm trying to get like decent soundings throughout the GFS, which is kind of hard. But yeah, I mean, most of these soundings in the GFS kind of are pretty mid, to be honest. Okay. Oh, that's probably what that was. Like, I didn't completely forgot I started downloading that. My bad. Sorry about that. HRRR. I didn't think the HRRR went out far enough, but apparently it does. Let's take a box sounding in like central Oklahoma. This is one of the areas I think we're going to be looking at, like the greatest threat. So we have a decent environment here. Tornado wise, it's questionable. Okay, tornado wise is definitely questionable, but you would see some hail with this and like damaging wind. This is easy like 15 wind, 15 hail sounding in my opinion. Uh, which is why we had that slight risk. There, of course. Now further down into like Texas and stuff, we take some more soundings. I definitely think as you go down into Texas, like the further you go south, the lower the tornado threat's going to be. Now, it doesn't mean that, but when I say that, it doesn't mean that like we're going to see like, if we see a tornado, it's going to be here. There's still a chance we could see like, we'd only have one tornado with this event. Uh, Even if we have tornadoes, I'm not saying this isn't even going to be like, I think we have a tornado threat, but even if we had like just one tornado with this, I'm not saying that like it's definitely going to be up here. I'm saying it could still be down here, but the greatest potential, kind of in my opinion, is like this region here. It's kind of like a weird area. I think it's like as you get into this area here, further south, I just think we lack a lot of like the ingredients for it. Generally, if we take a look at like 850 millibar winds and stuff, we just don't have a lot of support and stuff at the upper levels. I'm kind of curious, what is that area right there on the HRRR? Let's take a look. Go back to dew points. That's like behind the. It's in the dry. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like you're still not seeing decent. Like I mean, the Hodo that's bad for tornadoes. You'd really just be seeing like damaging wind and hail threat, but that's still. Let's see. I think we can go ahead and go to 00Z on the HRRR. I'm kind of curious. Yes, the HRRR, yeah, similar theme. And a lot of the models have been indicating like quickly after dark we start to see capping come back into place. But yeah, look at this sounding in Oklahoma. Okay, that is a good example. Central Oklahoma here. This is why I think we're going to see that greatest threat in that area. That is contaminated as hell, but let's get a composite reflectivity in the HRRR. Yeah, so you can see we can take a sounding where we don't have storms, so we don't get a contaminated sounding. And here we go. Okay, there is issues with this sounding. Okay, first of all, we have capping. It's after dark, but this kind of shows us what the shear is like. There is area like we could get some decent shear as we get into the evening across central Oklahoma. Look at this. I mean, that's a 5 Tor sounding in my opinion right there. You could easily see some tornadoes out of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Why I'm thinking like this area in here would be our like greatest area for tornado potential on Thursday. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. On models like the NAM3, very similar like reflectivity wise, but it doesn't matter. Let's take a sounding, see if it's similar. So we're gonna take one. This is a little further east just because of contamination. What? What? Okay. Ignore that. Don't. Oh, I took it like. Where did I find the sound? Oh, I took it like in this weird dry spot again. Oh my gosh. Alright, 1 second. Let me get a decent sounding. Okay, here he is. It's like. What? Okay. I don't even understand. Like, what the hell is that? Okay. But yeah, I mean, this kind of shows us the sheer environment's like. It's not good, okay? This is not looking like that other Oklahoma event we had. I think it was like a week or two ago. Not looking like that by far, but I think we could see a little bit of a tornado threat in Oklahoma Thursday as well. And then the damaging, I think I'd say mainly large hail threat as you go down into Texas, as well as some damaging wind. But I guess that's pretty much Thursday there. And what else? So Friday, I want to talk about Friday. I don't think we have a day 4 outlook, no. But let's discuss Friday. So I'm gonna lock it on like forecast loop for the GFS here. So we don't really see any of that moisture get pushed out. We just kind of see it pushed further east. But look at that. I mean, these dudes are in the 70s across eastern Texas, like northern Louisiana and stuff. I'm gonna lock it on hour 75 here just so we can switch models. Go ahead and go over to the European. Yeah, very similar situation. Just take a couple of soundings. That is interesting. A lot of instability and stuff. This could be one of those days like where we just see like spotty storms kind of like all the way along the front that are severe. What is going on? Okay. But Yeah, it's pretty much what this looks like. I think we're just gonna see storms pop along that it will have like a damaging wind threat and a hail threat. Kind of just like looks like like it kind of reminds me of pole storms in the southeast a little bit. I don't know why, but it's just a little more organized and that type of stuff. But it's what it kind of reminds me of. Trying to just go a little further north here, like northern Arkansas. We can try that area. That is interesting. Okay, that's like that's weird. It's a weird looking hodo, but I could see a tornado threat out of that. So let me go back to the GFS here, the 18ZC. Yeah, the GFS has that little. This area seems to be. I'm guessing this area is like along. Yes, the area looks to be along the warm front. GFS indicates that too. So maybe we could be looking at something in that area. We go. The NAM should be. The 18Z NAM should go far enough too. Yeah. It's vastly different compared to the GFS than the Euro, though. So I'm willing to go towards the GFS and the Euro. But look at this. So other than the uh, significant warm nose at 850 millibars, okay, we have a decent looking hood. Okay, it looks similar to the GFS and the Euro for sure. So that's kind of interesting. So maybe on the warm front, we could be looking at some type of a tornado threat and stuff Friday. It's kind of uncertain at this point. As it's like they're still like the rest of the week. We're still like several days until this event, but I think we'll be looking at a severe weather threat Friday. I mean, most likely, I think this area here could be outlined as like the greatest, and then further south, I think we'll also see it like a marginal risk or something. But yes, that'll pretty much wrap up the video. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I really appreciate y'all watching. I'll try to get it. I'll get a video out tomorrow for sure. I have nothing going on after school at all, so I'll have a video out for y'all tomorrow too. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. Yep.